what's going on, guys? Bflattened here with a brand new build for you guys. So this is Danger Zone Drone Zane. It was really hard to come up with a name, but I stuck with Danger Drone. So this was a build that I saw from the Master Can a while ago. The Master Can is a member of my community. We've been friends for a very long time. I saw him starting with this build for basically since the Dark Army released. But I decided I wanted to borrow it and make a little bit of a twist on it. So this is what I came up with, and upon a lot of testing, I found some unique interactions with how the drones work, and this is what I found. First, I'm going to go over the skills, then the equipment that I'm using, and then we're going to go over some of the unique effects that I found. So we're doing a violent speed, violent momentum combo. Quicker that you move, quicker that you do gun damage. It's great. It's a pretty well staple of Zane's blue tree to move down the tree. I use Cool Hand for a really fast reload speed. So this is a kill steal, and since we're using our cannon, we're going to be activating this as much as possible. It can stack twice after kills, and we're going to get kills very quickly. So 30% reload speed is insane with the build that we're going to be working with today. Seeing red activated an action steal automatically activates all your kill steals. This is going to be activated whenever you want because cannon has 5 charges and you can do it whenever you like. I do 5 points into fire rate for violence because the more fire rate that we have, the more that we're emptying out our TDR stuff, and the faster that we're emptying out our TDR stuff, the more that we're going to be reloading it very quickly because of the kills, and these two are going to be working hand in hand together with the TDR throws and chucks. I put 1 point into playing dirty because I had an extra point, and having additional projectiles with the increased fire rate, I figured having at least a 15% chance of getting additional projectiles can be helpful for that 1 extra point. Drone delivery and salvation have no point for me. Dread Misfortune, this is going to keep our barrier active. It's a kill steal that gives us action steal return, and it has diminishing returns. Every time we activate our cannon, we're going to be getting our barrier back, and it'll keep our barrier up as long as we need it to. Death Follows Close. All of Zane's kill steals is increased effect and duration, 7 extra seconds of duration, and a bonus of 25%. Into the purple tree, we're doing Deja Vu. Whenever Zane kills an enemy with a crit, it's you gain an ammo back to your magazine. If we have a 68% chance to add ammo back to our magazine, the more that we're going to have an opportunity to dump out more with our fire rate, and also have a chance for additional projectiles while we're throwing ammo back into it. It's a great skill. It's kind of like Leave No Trace for Flak, and Zane has it now. Commitment. Commitment is one of the most broken skills in the entire game at the moment. Zane has it. Gun damage goes up by 48% because of our class mod. It's a stacking kill skill. We can get this all the way up to like 2000% if we wanted to, so gun damage is not a problem. The other skill is Headman's Hand. Zane gains increased critical hit damage and it stacks twice. So if we're swinging for crits, we're going to be able to do a lot of extra damage. And our drones can hit it, we can hit it, anything can hit crits. So we have a lot of potential for crit damage here. Fugitive, we can sprint and shoot at the same time. This is the most skill that Zane now has. Sprinting and shooting at the same time is going to work hand in hand with violent speed, violent momentum. The more that you move, the more that you can do damage. So Domino Effect I thought was going to be an interesting twist on this build. Whenever Zane scores a crit, he gains increased fire rate and reload speed for a short time. If he scores a crit with action steal, the effect doubles. So it's a 20% and 15%, reload speed 20, fire rate 15. It's basically this skill, Cool Hand, and Violent Violence as one skill that we can have the effect double if we hit a crit with our action steal. So we get even more fire rate and we get even more reload speed. With TDR, that's insane. I threw 1 point into Sheer Will because I had 1 extra point and I don't really know where else to put it, to be honest with you. We get increased action skill cooldown rate, and scoring a crit increases the effect. It stacks, so it's pretty good for a 1 point skill. Eraser, our crits pierce through enemies with all weapons. So we're going to be having increased fire rate, increased reload speed, and we can also pierce enemies with it. We also have ways to add ammo back into it. If we so happen to pierce an enemy, we do 120% enemy pierce. I have 1 point into Arman Flint. I don't really use this that often, but it's the capstone, and my class mod also has a capstone. If for whatever reason I aim down sights, we do bonus damage and apply the status effect when we score a crit. Now, green tree, this is where the interesting thing comes in. I have nothing in red, by the way. Green tree, this is where some of the interesting interactions come in. And we're going to be coming back to the green tree and revisiting it quite often. I'm doing adrenaline for action skill cooldown rate based on the amount of shields. We're using a deathless, we get a lot of shield. Brain freeze, whenever we score a crit, we slow down enemies until they're frozen. And distributed denial. Zane's barrier gains the effect of the shield mod, and the shield effects are applied to all near allies near the barrier. Bonuses to Zane are reduced. So basically our barrier becomes our shield with effects. So we're going to come back to this shield in a little bit. So I have a full decked out set of Dark Armies here. I only have Dark Army Plus. I don't have Exceptional. Pluses on the Shock and Corrosive version. I do have one Exceptional Plus Radiation. And I did, however, get an Exceptional Plus URAD Dark Army. They all swing with URAD, by the way. This one was really hard to get, and I only was able to get one in Cryo. But it swings and it does a lot of damage. Cryo and Radiation together is a beautiful, beautiful combination. This is probably going to be your main weapon. A Messy Breakup with Action Skill Start. You get a drone whenever your shield breaks or whenever you activate your action skill. A temporary drone will come to your aid. I have it in Shock and Corrosive, just whatever type of damage you need to do. Whatever the resistant element is, that's the damage that your Messy Breakup drones are going to be dealing. So if you wanted to do Shock, you put on Shock. If you wanted to deal Corrosive, you deal Corrosive. Fish Slap, I never throw this. It's just there for the action skill active grenade damage because this is swinging for grenade damage, just kind of like our Flak, Apache Flak, if you haven't seen that. Our Spy has SMG and grenade damage. This is almost perfect. The only other thing that would be nice on this would be like Splash or Splash Radius. But SMG damage and grenade damage is going right into the Dark Armies for damage. It's great. And then I threw on a little twist of the Atom Bomb Deathless because we're doing 1 HP and URAD. It comes with mag size for our Dark Armies, area of effect damage for all the splash that's going to be happening, and radiation damage on top of all of our radiation damage that we're doing on already. Now, the way that the Messy Breakup works with the temporary drones, it says when the shield breaks, a temp drone comes to your aid. So you have one drone that follows you at all times, and then a second drone shows up when your shield breaks. If we activate this 5 different times with our cannon by spamming it, we get 5 temporary drones with us. But wait, there's more. Distributed Denial makes it so that our shield becomes our barrier. Our barrier becomes our shield. So that effect will activate twice. I did some testing, and yeah, no, this actually does end up working. The maximum I think I've seen was like 17 temp drones and 3 Dark Army drones that follow you, along with us shooting weapons at the same time. It works, it's nasty, it's dirty. There is a few things to keep in mind. Remember that there's a few things that can break with this. The cannon can break if you spam it up too much. The fix for this is just enter photo mode and exit photo mode. Sometimes your Dark Army drones don't spawn. If you notice your Dark Armies aren't spawning, switch to another Dark Army and then switch whatever weapon you want. They will spawn on switch. And if your Messy Breakup drones aren't spawning, just switch out your Messy Breakup shield and then throw on the other one, and your Messy Breakup drones will spawn. Now, before we get into combat, I'm just going to point out that we have our 3 Dark Army drones there. They're kind of stacked up there. Oh, never mind. They're all spread out here. And then we have our 1 Messy Breakup drone there. Now, just swinging out of combat, if we activate our cannon a bunch of times, so our Messy Breakup now multiplies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It now multiplies. Then we throw out our barrier, and then we activate this a little bit more, and then our drones start to add up even more because our barrier is active. So now we have a bunch of temporary drones. That's our main one. There's a temp. There's a few temps over here, a few more temps. Some of them blew up. But now that we have our barrier, we're going to have a lot more drones at our disposal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we have our 3 Dark Army drones as well. So long as we keep swinging with our barrier and our cannon, we get all these drones at our aid. Always got to be careful for barrels. Mayhem 10 barrels are the worst, truly. Now, Zane usually has a problem whenever Zane goes into fight for his life, and that problem is damage. Every Zane main knows about that. Now, Zane may lose the damage while in fight for your life, but your drones don't lose the damage at all. Your drones will be swinging as if you were in fight for your life, the same as if you were standing up. So your drones can get you out of fight for your life pretty easily. Every enemy here is just practically a wash. You don't necessarily have a threat. My drones are slow. Don't mind them. Now, the thing to keep in mind as well with the Dark Army is the Dark Army will apply only when you empty out the entire magazine. You got to keep in mind that you have to empty out your magazine fully. You can't preemptively throw it in order to get the effects. Now, this is the reason why we do fire rate and reload speed as much as we did into those perks, Cool Hand and Domino Effect. Those are especially there so that you can empty your magazine out very, very quickly, and so that you can reload your magazine all over again, so that you can repeat the process. Now, there's a couple things to keep in mind, and I've already made a few mistakes as is. You got to be careful of Mayhem 10 barrels. You got to be careful of Mayhem 10 water. And whenever your barrier goes down, the radiation explosions can kind of suck if you get too close. There's a lot of high risk, high reward with this build. It does a ton of damage, as you can see. It's completely and utterly melting everything in its path. But there's a few things that can kill you off. Like this water here, that would absolutely shred and melt me. It's not fun to face. Now, this is only going to happen when you activate your action skill with an action skill start in the water, and as you can see, my shield is already depleting pretty quickly because of said Mayhem 10 water. Very, very threatening and scary thing. Definitely what downs this build the most. Alright, so you guys have seen what it does to mobbing. Now, of course, we have to go to our famous couple Truant kills at the end. So I will meet you guys over at Truant. And, yeah, stay tuned for the absolute boss destruction of this build. Alright, so here we are over at Truant, and first kill, we're just going to go for the quickest kill possible. Just because we can. And drones just say goodbye. Now we're going to see if it's possible just for what the drones do. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to sit back and I'm going to let the drones do all the work. And then we can get into the backpack and a few other cool things about this build that I think you guys would find interesting. We're gonna get into this in just a second, but sometimes you don't even have to shoot with this build. That's the best part about it. Let's build up some drones. And now, this is all drone damage. That's all drone damage. And it's dead. So, fun little fact about this build, as you guys just saw displayed there, as of the recording of this video, this build has done both normal and true takedown in Malawan takedown without shooting a gun. As of right now as well, it's done about half of the Guardian takedown on normal takedown without shooting a single gun. It's all activate your action skills and let drone do all the work. But yeah, no, this can go through takedowns without shooting any of your guns. So you can conserve all that ammo and just let all your drones do all the work. It's basically just running through and letting an AFK swing through. One more quick little display of the cryo radiation. Just how much Exceptional actually does. Now, one quick little thing before we get into backpack. I mentioned at the start that these ones are just Dark Armies. This one's Exceptional Plus, Exceptional Plus Plus. Now, these prefixes do actually matter. If you don't have a prefix in front of a Dark Army, it's just going to be Dark Army Plus or Dark Army Plus Plus. This is all going to be configuring to how the base damage is going to roll for you. So non-Exceptional Plus is around 5,000 damage. If you have Exceptional Plus, it's around 6,000 to 7,000 damage. If you have Exceptional Plus Plus, it's around 9,000 damage. This is all the base damage that it's going to be swinging out and spitting out for you. The differences may not seem like much, just a couple thousand, but it's actually ridiculous how much damage each individual one does. So if you are able to get an exceptional plus with the anoint that you want, you are swimming. You're in heaven. It's so good. A few other things that you can play around with in here. I have the exceptional Dark Army plus Cryo. This is the old one. As you can see, comparatively, everything is the same except for the base damage, and it's about 1,500 lower. But the differences between the damage is, like, it's mind-blowing just how much it is. I played around with some few other spies. If you want more commitment and no R-Man Flint, there's a grenade damage spy in here for you. The messy breakout with corrosion in case you face corrosion enemies, or shielded enemies, sorry. But mainly everything is just on the build itself. Went through a lot of testing and trials and errors, and this is what I came up with. Hope you guys like it. If you enjoy this build or any other build that I have done, make sure to throw some likes. Make sure to comment on what you like about the build the most, and if you feel so keen to, a sub will let you know whenever I post builds like this in the future. Guys, my name is Bflattened, and I'm signing on out of here. Take care, all. Laters.